Hey, I'm CJ, and you might know me as Relictus on Spell Table. But since I've gotten so many demands for how to make these beautiful proxy cards right here off of my Reddit post that I recently made, you probably saw it. I'm going to do a little bit of a video here to show you the process of making these proxies. There's a little bit of a technique that I use, and there's probably other videos out there. A lot of them are a little bit older, but I'm just going to make this one and show you the exact products I use. This is vinyl sticker paper by Small Smile, and this is the matte sticker paper. You're going to want to use matte for the best results. So I got the Hammermill premium cardstock, 110 pound. That's important. You don't want to get 120. It's going to be a little bit too thick. The next tool that you're going to need here is these 3mm corner punches, and I will post the link to these, all this stuff, in the bottom of the description. I have these little scissors here. I probably won't link these. You can use any scissors. This is just for trimming in case you have like some frayed edges or whatever. And then I have a 4mm corner punch right here, which I will also post a link for that. And then to trim the paper, we're going to be using this dull 552 paper, rotary paper trimmer. So there's a little blade here that kind of, it's a rotary trimmer, so it's a round blade. It does a really good job self-sharpening, and we will get this all set up. Once I move all these cards out of the way, we can set it up right here. I'm going to do an in-depth process of how to do this, and you will need a color laser printer, which I have it over there so you can't see it. I guess I'll stop talking right now and just show you how to do it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my entire deck list into Moxfield. So I've typed in all the cards that I want in my deck list, and then what you can do is click on more right here, and then you can go to export, and you'll be able to just click on here. You can just drag and select all of them, or you can just hit Control A and then Control C to copy all of them, or you can right click and copy. So once you've copied all of this, then I'm going to head over to mtgprint.net, and now you can just paste your list right into here and hit submit. Alright, so once you've done that, I like to have the crop marks. It does help a little bit. Some people don't. Some people don't like the crop marks and they want black corners. It's up to you however you want to do it. I just do the crop marks, and then my favorite part, going through and picking all of the artwork that I want for each of these cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and once we're done with that, I will show you the next step in the process to print these out. Okay, so once we've gone through and selected all the artwork that we want for our cards, we should be all set and ready to print. So we're going to go all the way to the bottom and hit the print button right here, and it's not actually going to print, so don't worry, it's going to make a PDF file with all these cards for you. I opened my PDF file with Microsoft Edge. It doesn't really matter, but what you're going to want to do is go up to print, hit your print icon, and we're just going to print one test page on plain paper to check it, make sure it's good. And you're going to want to make sure you go to your settings, and for the scale you want it at 100%. Alright, so it's at 100% and we can print a copy of it. Alright, so I got my test page. It looks pretty good. I like the color. So this is just on plain paper. Next, we can go ahead and get our vinyl sticker paper, load that into our printer, and then we're going to print one more just to make sure, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so we have it printed on our vinyl page, and I think it looks alright. It might be a little dark depending on your printer ink, or toner, I should say, because you're going to be using a laser printer. The blacks are always going to be a little bit off from an original card, but otherwise I think it looks very good. So we're going to move on to the process of applying this onto our hammer mill paper. So we're going to take one piece of our cardstock out, and we can get rid of this paper copy. Now this part, we will actually need our scissors for this. So what I'm going to do, you got to peel this sticker paper off of the back. Sometimes you got to try a couple different corners to get it to start peeling. Once you start get it peeling, you're going to want to lay it flat. We're going to lay it flat on this surface here. I'm going to peel off about that much, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're going to want to cut half of it, put it right up in the corner here like this. And this is how I get it as straight as possible. Next, you'll take your cardstock, push that into the corner also. And you want to kind of roll it down like this and get it smooth onto those corners. Kind of smooth it down like that. And then we're going to pick it up and flip it over. Now, as long as this edge is all smooth here, you should be good to go. You're going to pick up the sticker paper and then slowly peel off the rest of the back. And you want to put it up against this. I like to put it up against this so that it doesn't move. And as you peel that, you're going to move your finger back and forth and keep it nice and smooth. There we go. So, if you do everything right, it should be perfectly smooth with no wrinkles. I like to just smooth it out a little bit more, make sure it's really stuck on there. And now you have your whole page on the cardstock, looking pretty good. And so next we're going to move to cut around the border of it first, and then we'll cut out each individual card. So now we can cut. We're gonna do one edge at a time. So I'm gonna use these cut marks kind of to help me out here. So you might cut off part of the edge of the card, but we're gonna try to get as close as we can without cutting too much of the card off of there. There we go. Let's see how it looks now. Well, we were off by a little bit, so we're just going to have to trim it a little bit more. Just trim a little bit off of there. And now we are right on the edge of that. So that looks pretty good right there. Right on the edge of the card. And then we'll just go ahead and do the other edge. Alright, so our borders are done. We kind of messed up the top just a little bit. It's a little tight to the border, but you're never going to get it perfect every time. It's just very difficult. But now that we did this, we can go ahead and I like to cut them this way first. So we're going to cut along the border here. So that was right on the edge. This looks pretty good. We got a little corner here because it's not perfectly straight. So let's try to get that trimmed a little bit. Alright. So that's looking pretty perfect on that basalt monolith. And this one, we're going to have to do another trim right here on the bottom. You can see the cut marks a little bit. And that's looking good. There's our commander, Zuladoc. We got a few pieces of thread here from the cardstock. Alright, so now we have all of our cards cut out, and it is a bit of a tedious process, I'm not going to lie, but if you don't mind, you will now be able to do your corner punches. This part's very easy, so we'll just do this real quick. This one is the 4mm that I use for the alpha cards. We don't have any in this deck, so we're going to be using this one. It's a little bit more difficult to use, but it's the only 3mm I could really find. You want to put the card kind of push it up toward the top of this one, because sometimes it'll slip under the corner and you'll have a bad cut. So you want to make sure it's square, perfectly square, and then we can punch it. There we go. Perfect corners. Alright, so we'll just do all these real quick. And there we go. You're going to make a bit of a mess, so don't worry too much about that. But once you're done, you're going to have all of your cards ready to put in your sleeves, just like that. And I think they come out quite good. There we go, let's get a close-up. Yeah, and the colors are good. It's going to depend on your printer, but they look pretty nice. And you'll be able to play with these on Spell Table or your local card store, wherever you want to play. Very nice, good for testing out decks. And then if you decide you want to keep the deck, you can go ahead and buy the cards, or just keep playing with the proxies. That's up to you, really. But I would like to say thank you for staying for the whole video, and if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I will try to answer any questions I can regarding this. But this is the whole process, and once you do this, all you have to do, grab yourself a sleeve. The backs are white, so just put it in your sleeve and it's gonna look fabulous. There you go. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and if you're on Spell Table, give me a shout out. Later.